Well now, a few years ago I bought myself a beard trimmer because Rosie said I needed one, and I got the dearer one that was in the supermarket, Series 5000, Philips Series 5000. There we are. And after a couple of years it failed on me, so I bought the cheaper one, which is another Philips. Don't actually know what model. And that failed too. The battery failed in this one. And now it seems in these days when everything should be recycled and we're aware of it, you would think that they would make these things so that you could replace the battery quite easily, but they don't. In fact, they make them so that it's really difficult to replace the battery. So you have to buy yourself a whole new beard trimmer, complete with its charger and everything. But I replaced the battery in this one the other day, and I will be showing you the video of my doing it. And then I thought we'd have a look at this one as well. This one is a real complicated thing to take apart. So I thought somebody else might just like to know how I did it. So I've put it back together. And before I forget how it comes apart, we will get it on film. First we pull that thing off because we don't need it, and we take the cutter head off because we don't need that either. And then you need to remove this top black cover, the top one of the three covers. You can just get your thumbnail in, and it is clipped in all around with, what, 14 little clips? And it comes away complete with the on-off button. Then there are two screws at the top to remove. I didn't put them back in because I wanted to demonstrate the removal of the thing. Once those screws are removed, the second cover slides towards the plug end of the device and lifts away. Then, looking into the end of it, there is a stainless steel holder for the clipper head, which is held on with two screws, which can be taken out with a number 0 cross-point screwdriver. Lift away the stainless steel thing, complete with its plastic under bracket. Then, underneath there are two more screws to take out. The whole of the internal mechanism can then be unclipped from the case of the machine and lift out. The two screws that we've just undone you can take out, put on one side, and the gearbox cover comes off. Then the adjusting ring comes away. Completes a 4-part thing, and you need to be quite a magician to get it back in. Now the surprise of this particular beard trimmer was that whilst I was taking it apart, I pressed the on-off button, and after at least 2 years without a charge, it is actually working. So it isn't the battery at all with this machine. It seems that the little end for the on-off switch must have broken off and isn't reaching the switch. Anyway, we've got this far, so we might as well find out how to access the battery. This light coloured plastic cover has 6 clips on it. You have to be careful taking these off because they go very brittle, and during my first attempt to take the thing apart, I did manage to break the lower clips off, but that on one side. Then we're into the PCB. Then the whole of the PCB can be pried out, complete with its underbody. And it clips onto the electric terminals at the charging end and at the motor end. And the batteries are soldered onto the PCB there. So we need solder tag batteries, 2 AAAs, and I'm not soldering them in because these don't need replacing. I'm not desoldering either, but you've got the idea now. That's how the thing comes apart. Pop the electronics assembly back in, press it onto its terminals until it locates. Press the on off button to check it's working, and indeed it is. Put the thing back into its case, tail first. Then we put the electronics cover back on. I'm going to put a piece of tape around this because there is a rubber seal on it. It keeps bits of hair and all that stuff out. Then we need to put the adjusting ring back on. Which took quite a while to figure out just how it went. You have to get all 4 pieces in together. And it is a fiddle. It really is, because there's a little lug on that piece which locates in a helical groove in the adjuster. Then when we've done the magic and managed to get those 4 bits back together, slide the cover back on. The right way up. We can put those 2 screws in now. And fit the thing back in its case, tail first. Just like that. Just check it's still working. Put the grey cover on, which is the easiest part of the job. You put it on, leaving a gap of 3/16 of an inch just there, then push it forward. Couldn't be easier. I suppose it could actually. Then we try this piece again. There, I've mended it. And I'm just going to show you what I did. I thought the end of that little button that comes out when you press the on off had broken off. But it seems that actually that little black piece of plastic there had risen up off its dowels so far that it was stopping the button pressing. So I've managed to mend this one for no cost at all. So we put these 2 screws back in, the ones you didn't see me take out, that is. Clip the top cover back in, test it. So finally you pop that little assembly back in there, tighten up the 2 screws, of course put the cutter head back on, and test it by shaving your fingers. Just like that, see? So it's working perfectly. Not really a project and hardly worth mending because they're only 20 quid to buy a new one, but I do hate wasting money. This is my Phillips beard trimmer, and it was quite a challenge to pull the thing apart. I prized that end off where it clips underneath, and then there are clips all the way around the edge, and I got a chisel in, and there we are, a 1.2 volt 9mH cell, and they're only about £1, the same ones that go in outdoor lights. You really do want one with soldered tabs. I've soldered these tabs on, but the cells don't like it, so whether I've killed the cell or not I don't know, but we'll find out. So I'm just going to replace it and see if it works. One thing that you do have to watch out for is there are two little clips down here which clip onto the probes for the charging circuit. You don't want to get them mixed up and get them the wrong way around, and just keep an eye out for them. I found out the hard way and had to work out which was which because they do come adrift. Anyway, I'm going to put it back together and plug it in and see if it works. Something else to watch out for, because I've used an ordinary cell instead of a soldered tab cell, it is slightly longer and the positive end of the battery is very near that switch terminal. So I'm just going to stick a bit of silicone or araldite or something on there to isolate it, but just another thing to look out for. Well, that's a good sign. The battery isn't even charged. It wasn't working at all before, so I think we fixed it. Now, I do think far more things should be repaired rather than thrown away. The repair of this one cost absolutely nothing, and the repair of the other one cost a couple of quid. A bit of time, of course. But if I had known how to take them apart, the repairs would have been really quick, because it took quite a while to find out how to disassemble the things without destroying them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps somebody, and if it did help you, I would very much appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your shaver.